Louisville Metro EMS is taking another step forward to save more lives by providing blood to patients in the field. A couple Louisville Metro departments are partnering to provide free naloxone to the public, and a Louisville Metro corrections officer was laid to rest. All that and more on Louisville This Week. I'm Gary White, General Manager of Metro TV. During his weekly press update, Mayor Craig Greenberg announced that Louisville Metro Emergency Medical Services will be able to better treat trauma victims by providing blood to patients in the field.
My colleagues at EMS respond to over 120,000 calls for service each year. And during medical emergencies, they use cutting-edge technology to offer high-quality, life-saving care. And they're always looking for ways to improve. For example, the leading cause of preventable death in trauma victims is the loss of blood. And recent studies show that for every minute a traumatic bleeding victim doesn't get blood, mortality odds increase by 2%. Literally, every minute counts. So today, I'm proud to announce, along with my colleagues from EMS, that Louisville Metro EMS will be the first agency in the Commonwealth of Kentucky to deliver pre-hospital blood and blood products to patients in the field.
We've got a specialized pre-hospital blood cooler. So this cooler is Bluetooth to our phones. So we get constant temperature monitoring every 5 minutes. Blood has to be at specific temperatures to be able to be administered in the field. This thing will guarantee that we stay within those temperatures and allow us to be good stewards of that blood and not allow it to go bad so that we can't use it. From there, actually infusing it into a patient. This device here is actually a blood warmer. So when you lose blood, you also lose body temperature very quickly. And when hypothermia sets in, then we have other potential issues. So we're trying to keep that hypothermia from happening. So this will actually warm the blood as it goes through the line to a temperature that's just a little bit warmer than your normal body temperature, so that will keep you nice and warm throughout the process. And then lastly, our LifeFlow device will allow us to infuse a bag of blood in 2 to 3 minutes. If we let it drip normally without this device, it would take about 10 minutes to get into a patient. With this device, 2 to 3 minutes. So we're just saving that much time for patient survival.
Patients with internal hemorrhage or active bleeding are at risk for not surviving the trip to the hospital because of the lack of blood. And what we need to do and what we're providing with this service is we are taking blood to the community, to the scene, to the patient in those moments where life seconds count. We're administering blood. Blood carries oxygen. Blood helps resuscitate the patient and gives them the extra 3, 4, 8, 10 minutes that it needs to get those patients to the definitive care of our trauma hospital system so they can get to the operating room and have that bleeding stopped.
The deflection program has proven so successful that it is now expanding once again, this time to the entire county.
This program was launched in 2022 in partnership with 7 county services. And since then, it has been an amazing success that I am proud to have continued to invest in.
This uniform right here that I'm wearing, this outfit that I'm wearing, to a lot of people represents stress, anxiety, fear, mistrust. And even though I'm trained to de-escalate as a CIT officer, me showing up in this uniform is already not a very good thing for a lot of people.
This is 7,000 calls where police officers would have responded that mental health professionals have now been able to better help individuals in need.
They have other resources. If I take you to the hospital or take you someplace, it's just kind of done. With deflection, they follow up. They do follow-ups with the people that they encounter. And how important is that when you have someone who's in crisis, which means they probably feel very alone? How important is it to have someone to come back and find out how you're doing and do a follow-up with you? That in itself is just amazing at breaking the stigma.
The data is showing that the programs work, and so I'm excited to announce that we are expanding this program once again. The deflection program has now expanded to the entire county, including all the smaller cities with their own police departments that had not been a part of the program. And I really do encourage people to use it.
Major crimes and homicides are down so far this year for the city of Louisville, but there has been an increase in the number of suicides.
You know, right now in our community, we've got great positive momentum with reducing the amount of violent crime, where homicides and shootings year to date are significantly down. Unfortunately, suicides are up this year. And so I do want to encourage people to seek help. Seek help. If you feel like talking to someone can help improve your life or help improve the life of someone else that might be dealing with a mental health crisis or issue, please reach out. We want to provide that help.
It's severe weather season in Louisville, so sign up for Lens Alert to help keep you and your family safe.
Last weekend is just another reminder that here in Louisville and across the Commonwealth, severe weather can happen this time of year and any time of year, and can have dangerous and horrible impacts on people across Louisville. Thanks to everyone with EMS, our 911 dispatchers, to our firefighters, to our police officers, and everyone in public safety and our first responders that help us when severe weather strikes. Thank you so much for your service. So I'm asking people to just take a moment to make sure you're prepared for if and when severe weather happens again in our city. Please have a plan for if tornadoes happen to strike again in Louisville. Make sure you have an emergency supply kit. Also, be sure to sign up for Lens Alert. We now have 70,000 people that subscribe to our free Lens Alert system to keep them updated. That's more than double the number that were here last year. And I'm really proud of that great progress so that more people can stay up to date.
Louisville Metro Corrections Officer Michael Weida was laid to rest this weekend. We honor his dedication and service, and our thoughts are with his family, friends, and colleagues. The Louisville Metro Health Department and the Louisville Fire Department are partnering to provide free naloxone to the public. It can help save lives.
Our department is charged with population health, and one of the leading causes of death in Jefferson County is overdoses, specifically opioid overdoses.
Our main duty is to follow up with community members who experience an overdose, so we get to have great conversations with people.
Our department first started distributing naloxone in the nasal form around 2018.
Super simple to use, but essentially it's a small nasal spray. You stick this part up their nose and you push this pink trigger and it's going to spray up into the mucous membrane. It's going to take about 2 to 3 minutes to take effect.
But really, when things exploded was when naloxone went over the counter. That provided us an opportunity. We had these red boxes. Those were funded by a grant we received from the state health department, and we deployed those out to nonprofit organizations where we thought there would be a high number of people at risk of witnessing an overdose, small businesses like corner stores, liquor stores, a couple of grocery stores, bars and restaurants, really to have a lot more of what we call passive distribution. The Surgeon General for the US said that every American should carry naloxone. We are in a crisis. We're losing hundreds of residents each year in Jefferson County, and naloxone is the best evidence-based way to reverse an overdose and save a person's life.
A lot of what we hear is people saying like, no, I don't use drugs, I don't use substances, so I don't need Narcan. And so instantly we have like an educational opportunity, you know, and it can be as simple as like, I don't use substances either, but I carry it. It could be something like, you can't Narcan yourself, somebody else needs to do it.
Since then, we've tried to just continue increasing access and expanding who is able to get naloxone while simultaneously educating the community on why it's not just people who are coming to our syringe exchange who should have naloxone available.
Even after they were falling in some areas, there were still other areas that saw an increase of overdoses, and they had an idea of putting naloxone boxes on all 21 Louisville Fire Department houses.
And when we spoke with the fire department, they immediately were supportive of that idea, didn't ask why they should do it, asked, how do we move forward with this? This process just kind of went from idea to implementation faster than anything I've seen before.
A person that has that anxiety of not wanting to go tell somebody they're struggling can come and get that Narcan box, or has a loved one that's struggling and can have that Narcan on them, and they're able to save their life, able to give them a second chance, able to go get into recovery. Because a person who overdoses and dies doesn't get that chance to have recovery. We're the first safe places for the YMCA for people to come to that were in trouble. So we've been doing this for years on years of opening our doors or opening our facilities to the community. We want to make sure that we're not having those emergencies in our community. So this was just one of those initiatives that we were able to get into and back. And it really, it's a no cost to us. It's a no cost really to the city, and we're able to help our community.
Each one of the past 3 years, we've seen decreases in the number of people who are dying of overdose in our community, and it's undeniable that naloxone distribution is playing a part in that decrease. So we have over 40 public nalox boxes available to anybody, free of charge.
If you're in a part of Jefferson County and you're unsure of where the closest place you can go to get Narcan or naloxone, you can go to findnaloxoneNowKY.org, and it's a super simple, straightforward website. It has a map of Kentucky. You just zoom in on where you're located, and the pin will show you where the closest location is.
LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey held his bi-weekly press update.
Year to date, we're sitting at 19 homicides, which puts us about 42% lower than last year at this time. 42 non-fatal shootings, so we're sitting at 38% lower. Our carjackings are down by 34%, and our traffic fatalities are down by 42%. Obviously, it is early in the year still, so we want to make sure that these numbers are not by chance, and it is by intent. It's because of the way that we are working with community to solve problems, get bad people off the street, prevent incidents before they happen. But I also want to highlight some of the work that's being done by patrol out here, particularly highlight the 1st and 2nd divisions, where they do have a disproportionate percentage of our violent crime. These officers are going out here and they're hitting the streets in both enforcement activities and other proactive activities as far as engaging the community. So a lot of walking patrols, particularly in downtown and Russell neighborhood, Park Hill, where they're getting out here and they're talking to business owners, they're talking to people that live in neighborhoods, they're talking to the people on the block and asking them about what they need and engaging with them, but also doing that enforcement work. So you can see where in both of these divisions, crime is down across the board, and that's largely due to that increased presence of officers being active out there. Now I want to shift focus just a little bit to an issue that we brought up a few weeks ago about the increase in suicides in our city. We're sitting at 40 suicides year to date. That is more than we've ever had at this time. This is the first time that we can recall that we've had more suicides than we've had homicides. It is an epidemic, and victims of suicide deserve all of our attention. And we want to make sure that you are looking for those signs and symptoms of the people in your family, your friend group, who might be struggling. Talk to them, reach out to them. If you're a person who is in one of those situations where you are thinking about taking your life, take a pause. When you're not in that circumstance, when you're feeling good, but you know you have that ideation, set up things in your path to make sure that you take a minute to think about what you're doing, so that it's not a spur of the moment decision when things are going bad. Something like having a gun lock or putting your gun in a safe, because that is the leading cause or the leading method of suicide is gun deaths. And so anything that can put a little pause for somebody before they get to that point where they end their own life, put those things in place. Reach out to people. Call the suicide hotline.
The 26th annual Vote Scholarship Luncheon was held recognizing 19 outstanding Jefferson County high school seniors.
This is our 26th year, and many of you have attended this event in the past. Remember that my dad endowed these scholarships in 1999, shortly before his death 26 years ago. He had discussions with the Community Foundation Louisville and JCPS to set up a perpetual scholarship program to recognize and help very bright, well-balanced students who are also leaders and who give unselfishly in community service. These students compete with their mind, their body, and their heart. And you're about to meet the best role model of each high school and learn what they want to do with their education and their lives.
And today's honorees are especially special to Rachel and me because Rachel started a new program called Youth Ambassadors Leading Louisville 2 years ago. We're working with juniors in high school from all across the community, from every JCPS high school, and also other schools that are not JCPS as well in the community, to get young people involved, to help them get involved with our city events, to help participate in those, propel them forward, give us advice on how we can make them better. And 5 of the honorees today happened to also be in the Y'all program. To Jesse, to Jorge, to Aaron, to Malachi, to Shelby, a special congratulations to you. It's been wonderful to get to know you. Thank you all for getting engaged in the city so early, and we hope that this is another part of this wonderful experience that you're having that brings you back to Louisville, that keeps you in Louisville, because we want you all to continue to do great things here in the final.
Please give one more round of applause to all of the class of 2025 Vote Educational and Leadership Scholars. Thank you.
Walkability expert Jeff Speck was at the Louisville Free Public Library to discuss the Downtown and Nulu Street Network Plan.
We had a number of meetings today with different government, quasi-government entities. We'll also be joined with some local agencies like tourism, economic development, downtown businesses, Louisville Downtown Partnership, those types of entities to get a lot of feedback. The planning team is led by Speck Dempsey, which is Jeff Speck, and then his partner Chris Dempsey, but also joined by Stantec, who's doing a lot of the technical and modeling type work with them. They do have a local office, but we're also joined by some of their friends from Minneapolis as well.
And the general theory of walkability asks the question, how do you get people to walk? And it answers, well, the walk has to be as good as the drive, and to do so, it needs to be useful, safe, comfortable, and interesting.
One thing that is a little frustrating about the industry that we're in is that we plan and plan and plan. Louisville has done a lot of really great plans, and the intent of this is to gather all of that data that we put together and everybody contributed to, and to come up with something that we could build quickly and see results. When pedestrians are safe, generally everyone is safe, whether you're on a bike or you're in a car. Getting a plan to really make people safe right now is the most important thing.
The Louisville Zoo announced the passing of Cindy, their 41-year-old female southern white rhinoceros. Cindy has been a part of the zoo family since 1985. Mayor Greenberg is keeping the public informed with his weekly Mayor's Minute.
Hey Louisville, we've been very focused on improving public safety this week all across the city. We announced an expansion of our deflection program to cover every corner of our entire city to provide more mental health resources to people in need, and also to free up more time so that our police officers can stay focused on preventing violent crime. We also announced a new innovative program with our EMS department that will truly save lives by having blood on the ambulances. We're one of only 1% of the EMS agencies across the country that now provide this life-saving service. We also rallied against child abuse and showing our work, working to prevent child abuse and neglect from happening. Rachel and I also had a wonderful experience stopping by my alma mater, Dunn Elementary School, and reading to kids in kindergarten class to celebrate National Reading Month. And in sports news, while our men's basketball team unfortunately lost in the first round. Tonight, we'll be cheering on the Lady Cards as they go for an NCAA title. And I hope you join us tomorrow, Saturday at 4 o'clock for the home opener of Lou City, when we welcome back My Morning Jacket to their hometown and have a very special presentation at halftime. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Family and Children's Place in Louisville held a rally to end child abuse.
Thank you for being here today. Thank you for demonstrating your commitment. And thank you for working for child safety and well-being. When the children in our communities have been hurt physically, sexually, experienced human trafficking, neglect, or experienced horrific trauma, they turn to Family and Children's Place to help them navigate that journey towards recovery.
The average age of these kids, 4 years old. Our most precious, our most innocent, our most valuable resource. And we must invest in places like the Family and Children's Place so that these kids are not thrown on the scrap heap of humanity and are given a chance to be put back together again and make something of their lives.
So I'd first like to recognize the leaders and the staff of our Child Advocacy Center who coordinate and deliver these services. Can we please give them a round of applause?
There are some things that happen in other places that certainly may impact us, but staying focused on making the world that you serve a better place is what we're all in this together to do. And the work done here at the Family and Children's Place and similar centers across Kentucky is building that better Kentucky, one child, one family at a time.
We understand we can't do this by ourselves. The work that we do in preventing child abuse and responding to child abuse requires community. It requires partnership. It requires family. It requires cultural shift. And that is a work that's not easy for us. So thank you for continuing in the fight. We'll continue to be here with you.
Today, we kick off our Louisville Metro External Agency Fund Spotlight with a look at the Goodwill Another Way program.
External agency fund grants are a critical initiative by Louisville Metro government to support local organizations that deliver essential services and programs across our community. By providing financial resources to nonprofit agencies, the external agency fund grants help foster a safer, stronger, more vibrant, and equitable Louisville. Here's a look at one of the organizations utilizing external agency fund grant money to better our community.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Are they ready, Timothy?
I'm doing the package now, Miss Sharon.
Okay. Did you work in Texas?
I work for General Motors.
Good for you. Got some skills, don't you?
We see them. We completely see them where they're at, and we meet them where they're at.
What brought you here?
Everything, housing, work, everything.
I'll help you with a job, housing, and all of that.
Okay.
We ain't going anywhere. You just stick with us, okay?
I promise.
Okay.
We're missing one more, ma'am. While I was getting sober and I was getting myself together, I remembered her. I remembered what she made me feel like. Good morning.
Got it? Let's go. I remember going down the Watterson Expressway. I'm getting off at New Cut Road. There's a guy holding a sign. I rolled down the window and I just yelled out, "Hey, you want to make $50? He went, "Yeah." I went, "Get on." And that's when I knew that the program was going to work. There's days that they work at the fairgrounds, which we're just passing out. We've actually been shoveling snow for the elderly. That's been amazing. Then they were like choked up. Thank you so much. Your team really helped shovel our driveways. Now I'm able to go to the grocery store. I'm able to make my doctor's appointment. The jobs are always different. Today they're going to be doing litter abatement. There's an area that needs to be cleaned up.
This is probably like my 4th time.
Billy's loyal.
I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm just trying to get me a job. I'm trying to get on my feet, and I moved here. So now I'm trying to do the things that I need to do, and Goodwill is definitely helping me with that.
Some of them come from domestic violence. Some of them lost family members. Some of them just fell on hard times.
It's a barrier removals. You know, we deal with a lot of people that are at the lowest points of their lives. I know because I've been there. I was homeless myself, as well as most of the staff that works with me. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
They work with us for about 3.5, 4 hours.
Soda?
I just got back.
Yes, sir.
We feed them lunch. We give them a $50 visa stipend, a 4-hour bus pass, all the while connecting them to services, to jobs, to housing, to treatment. We even have classes that they can go through to learn how to manage money and how to budget. And what makes this program so successful is because it's working. And I believe it's working because we go get them. The team of outreach specialists connecting them with the camps, asking them if they want to get on the van. It's just been really successful.
Safety first, okay?
We've been in the situation. We know what they're feeling. We know the needs that they need. So we're just helping them the same way we've been helped.
They try to help you. It's not all about just coming out and just the $50.
We're not giving them a handout, we're actually giving them a hand up. And that's what I love about it. They come back and they're like, Miss Sharon, I'm still on the job. Miss Sharon, I'm doing great. I would love to see this go statewide. I'd love to see this go nationwide because I know that it's so successful here. I believe it would be successful anywhere. Just having the right team with the right heart that just loves serving people.
This is a great program.
Y'all ready?
Helping to change lives.
Good
There we go.
The External Agency Fund Grant Program operates through a competitive grant process, ensuring that public funds are allocated responsibly to organizations that demonstrate the ability to make a meaningful impact. Through these grants, Louisville Metro government seeks to strengthen partnerships with community organizations and invest in programs that promote stability, growth, and opportunity, making our community a better place.
You're never at a loss for something to do in Louisville. Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism has suggestions for what you might enjoy this month.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism. I'd like to mention a few events happening around Louisville this week. Join Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and the Darling Children on a magical journey at the Kentucky Center from March 25th to March 30th. Celebrate the rich flavors of bourbon at the Bourbon Bistro celebration on March 27th, featuring exclusive tastings and gourmet pairings. You can rock out with Kid Rock at the KFC Yum Center on March 28th for an unforgettable night of music and entertainment. Cheer on Louisville City as they face off against Detroit City on March 29th in an exciting soccer match at Lynn Family Stadium. You can find out more details about these events and others at our website, go2louisville.com. Just click on the calendar of events.
We were out on the Belvedere asking people what their favorite outdoor activity is.
My name is Janice, and my favorite outdoor activity is power walking that I do Monday through Thursday from 12 to 1 o'clock, and we get in 3 to 4 miles a day.
So my first name is Meredith, and my favorite outdoor activity is birding.
Favorite outdoor activity is reading. I like Stephen King, and I do a lot of jogging and work. That's pretty much it.
And my favorite outdoor activity, I have a puppy, so I walk her. We live over in the Irish Hills neighborhood. I just really like walking the cemetery around there. I love walking with her, getting some exercise, and I feel like a plant sometimes, getting a lot of sun in me. So yeah, I think that has to be my favorite outdoor activity.
My favorite outdoor activity is just to walk by the riverfront and enjoy the weather on days like this.
My favorite activity is probably hiking and water sports, but really like kayaking or paddleboarding.
My name's Amber, and I really like archery.
And my favorite outdoor activity is probably hiking or going swimming in the beach.
Metro Animal Services has several dogs, cats, kittens, and puppies that are looking for a good home. Thank you for watching Louisville This Week. Please share Metro TV with your family and friends, and ask them to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and download our app on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Have a wonderful week.